Most people give up here. This is why you must not. There comes a moment in every person's life, a moment that doesn't look dramatic from the outside, doesn't come with warning signs, and doesn't announce itself with noise, but it is the moment that decides everything. It's the moment where most people quit. Not because they are weak. Not because they are incapable. But because they are tired, confused, uncertain, and most importantly, they can no longer see the result. This is where dreams die. Not at the beginning, because at the beginning, everyone is excited. Not in the middle, because in the middle, there is still hope. But right before the breakthrough, right before things start to change, right before success begins to show signs. That's where most people give up. And the truth is harsh. They were closer than they ever realized. The illusion of failure. When people reach this stage, they think they have failed. They look at their progress and say, "I've worked so hard, and nothing is happening." But what they don't understand is this. Progress is invisible before it becomes visible. Think about a seed planted in the ground. For days, weeks, maybe even months, nothing appears on the surface. If someone didn't understand how growth works, they would say, "This is pointless. Nothing is happening." But underground, everything is happening. Roots are spreading. Strength is building. Foundations are forming. And then one day, suddenly, it breaks through the surface. Why most people quit? Most people quit for three main reasons. 1. They expect quick results. We live in a world of instant gratification. Fast internet, fast food, fast success stories. But real success? It's slow. Painfully slow. And when people don't see immediate results, they assume they're on the wrong path. 2. They compare themselves to others. They see someone else winning and think, "Why not me?" But they don't see the years of struggle behind that success. Comparison kills persistence. 3. They lose emotional control. Motivation fades. Discipline feels heavy. Doubt creeps in. And in that emotional storm, they make a decision. To stop. Not because it's the right decision, but because it feels easier. The breaking point. There is a phase in every journey where everything feels harder than it should. You work, but results don't show. You try, but things don't improve. You push, but progress feels invisible. This is the breaking point. This is where your mind starts whispering. Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you're wasting time. Maybe you should just quit. And here's the dangerous part. Those thoughts sound logical. They don't sound like fear. They sound like reality. But here's the truth nobody tells you. That moment, that exact moment where you feel like quitting, that is not a sign to stop. That is a sign that you are closer than ever. Because growth doesn't feel comfortable. Progress doesn't feel obvious. Success doesn't announce itself early. It tests you first. The hidden test. Life has a pattern. It rewards those who can endure what others cannot. And right before a major breakthrough, there is always a test. A test of patience. A test of belief. A test of consistency. Most people fail this test, not because they can't pass it, but because they don't even realize it's a test. They think it's the end. What separates winners from quitters? It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's this. Winners stay when it gets hard. Quitters leave when it gets uncomfortable. That's it. Simple. But not easy. The power of staying. There is a quiet power in refusing to quit. Not loud. Not flashy. But unstoppable. When you stay, you gain experience. You build resilience. You sharpen your skills. You develop mental strength. And most importantly, you outlast the competition. Because the truth is, success is often not about being the best. It's about being the one who didn't quit. Your future is watching you right now. Imagine the person you want to become. Stronger, smarter, successful, respected. Now imagine that version of you, looking back at this moment. Watching you struggle. Watching you doubt. Watching you think about quitting. What do you think they would say? Would they say, "Yeah, give up. It's too hard"? Or would they say, "Hold on. You're almost there. Pain has a purpose. The discomfort you feel is not punishment. It's preparation. Every setback is building strength. Every failure is teaching something. Every struggle is shaping you." The problem is, people run away from pain. But growth lives inside it. The dangerous comfort zone. Quitting feels good in the moment. It removes pressure. It removes stress. It gives instant relief. But long term, it creates regret. And regret is far heavier than effort. The one decision that changes everything. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fearless. You don't need to have everything figured out. You only need to make one decision. I will not quit. That's it. Not, I will succeed today. Not, I will win immediately. Just, I will keep going. Because here's the reality. Most people give up right before things start to work. They quit in the final chapter. They walk away when success is just one more step ahead. Don't be that person. Stay one more day. When it gets hard, stay one more day. When you feel tired, try one more time. When your mind says quit, push one more step. Because sometimes, that one more is the difference between failure and breakthrough. Final message. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not wasting your time. You are in the phase where most people quit. And if you can survive this phase, you won't just succeed. You'll become someone stronger than you ever imagined. Part 2, The War Inside Your Mind. There is a battle happening right now. Not outside. Not in your environment. Not with other people. Inside your mind. And most people don't even realize they are in a war. Because it doesn't look like a war. It looks like overthinking. It feels like doubt. It sounds like your own voice. But it is resistance. The voice that lies to you. At your lowest point, a voice appears. Take a break. Maybe this isn't worth it. You've done enough. It sounds reasonable. Calm. Logical. But here's the truth. That voice is not trying to protect your future. It's trying to protect your comfort. And comfort is dangerous. Because comfort doesn't grow you. Comfort keeps you exactly where you are. Why your mind wants you to quit. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. It avoids pain. It avoids risk. It avoids uncertainty. So when you push yourself towards something bigger, something unknown, your mind reacts. It sends signals. Fear. Doubt. Anxiety. Not because you're doing something wrong. But because you're doing something unfamiliar. The moment you misinterpret the signal. Here's where most people make a critical mistake. They feel fear, and assume they should stop. They feel doubt, and assume they're not capable. They feel discomfort, and assume they're on the wrong path. But what if those feelings are proof that you're on the right path? Growth feels like losing control. Think about it. Every time you level up in life, you feel uncertain. You feel challenged. You feel stretched. Growth doesn't feel like confidence in the beginning. It feels like confusion. The mental trap. Most people wait until they feel ready. But readiness is a myth. Confidence comes after action, not before it. So they wait. They delay. They hesitate. And slowly, they stop. The discipline advantage. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel unstoppable. Other days you feel empty. If you rely on motivation, you will quit. But discipline? Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It shows up anyway. The shift that changes everything. Stop asking, how do I stay motivated? Start asking, how do I stay consistent even when I'm not motivated? That question alone separates amateurs from professionals. Part 3. The pain barrier most people never cross. There is a level of pain that most people will never go through. Not because they can't, but because they choose not to. The invisible barrier. This barrier isn't physical. It's emotional. It's the point where effort feels pointless. Results feel delayed. Energy feels drained. This is where dreams are tested. What pain really means. Pain is often misunderstood. People think pain means something is wrong. But in reality, pain often means something is changing. The two types of pain. There are only two kinds of pain in life. 1. Pain of discipline. Waking up early. Working when you don't feel like it. Staying consistent. This pain is temporary, and it pays off. 2. Pain of regret. Missed opportunities. Unfinished goals. What if thoughts. This pain lasts forever. Choose your pain. You can't avoid pain. You can only choose which one you want. And most people? They choose comfort now, and regret later. Why success feels lonely. As you keep going, something strange happens. People around you start disappearing. Not physically, but mentally. They stop understanding you. They stop supporting you. They say things like, "Why are you working so hard? Just relax. You're doing too much." And if you're not careful, you'll shrink to fit their expectations. But here's the truth. You're not losing people. You're outgrowing environments. The price of becoming different. If you want a different life, you must become a different person. And that comes with a cost. Less comfort. Less validation. More responsibility. Most people are not willing to pay that price. Part 4. The breakthrough nobody sees coming. Here's the part that changes everything. The part most people never reach. The silent build-up. Success doesn't happen in one moment. It builds quietly. Day by day. Effort by effort. Failure by failure. And while it's building, it looks like nothing is happening. The sudden explosion. Then one day, everything clicks. Opportunities appear. Results show up. Progress becomes visible. And people say, "Wow, that happened so fast." But they didn't see the years behind it. Why timing feels unfair. One of the hardest parts of the journey is timing. You work hard, but results don't come when you expect. And it feels unfair. But life doesn't reward effort instantly. It rewards consistency over time. The bamboo tree lesson. There's a famous example. A bamboo tree is planted. For years, nothing grows above the ground. Watered daily. Cared for constantly. Still nothing. Then suddenly, it grows 90 feet in a few weeks. Did it grow in a few weeks? No. It was growing underground the entire time. You are in that phase. Right now, you might feel stuck. Like nothing is working. Like you're wasting time. But what if you're just in your underground phase? The final test. Right before success, there is always one final test. Will you quit, or will you continue? Most people fail here. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack patience. The unfair advantage. If you can do what most people won't do, you will get what most people will never have. It's that simple. Final words of this phase. You don't need more talent. You don't need more luck. You don't need perfect conditions. You need endurance. Because in the end, the one who stays wins.